Former presidential candidate and political economist Professor Pat Utomi says that the problem with Nigeria's economy is the political class, whom he says have a culture challenge, which means constant power game and group interest by politicians whose priority in most cases is attending to their immediate needs. He also believes that the government of the day should realize that they need to earn their legitimacy and acceptability by the people.
Leadership could have made it different. Leadership matters in any of these things. If leadership had a, broad understanding of the nature of the challenges being faced and ensured an inclusive process, it would have been a lot easier. It's not going to be easy, but at least easier. Bottom line is the Nigerian people are hurting very badly. And I think part of our problem is the nature of our process disconnects people in political office from the real people. I was just a couple of days ago with a group of African leaders outside of Nigeria, and we're talking about how Nigeria managed to get the way it got to in terms of a disconnected elite. Take simple things like I hear all the talk about cars bought by assembly and that and that. Very few African countries you get so much effort in officialdom, fancy cars, chauffeurs, ministers drive themselves in many African countries, come, park their cars, go in. But somehow I think part of the legacy of military rule disconnects the Nigerian political elite from the Nigerian people. And I think that failure to feel the people leads to interests that are more of the power, the personal, the group game, overriding the broad interests of ordinary people. And ordinary people are hurting. And if people in power know that ordinary people are hurting, the entire effort, no matter what differences they have, should be how can we stop the people we're serving from hurting.
President Muhammadu Buhari has a huge job on his hands, himself and his team, and it's not a very good time to be president of Nigeria, is it? What should he be doing right now?
This may be the very best time to be president of Nigeria. Some people see trouble when others see opportunity. This is the time to mobilize the people and say, look, these are our challenges. Folk, let's get together and fix this thing. It's one of the best opportunities to make a difference.
Presidential candidate Professor Pat Utomi. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo says that the power situation, fuel scarcity and even the problems of inflation that the country is going through at the moment are birth pains of a change for a better country. The Vice President spoke at a town hall meeting convened in Lagos today by a group, United Action for Change. Professor Osinbajo, who spoke at the town hall, says that the government is working on a policy that will make fuel scarcity a thing of the past. Our correspondent, Shola Shoile, was at the town hall and now reports.
This town hall meeting is designed to serve as a contact point between the government and the people, many of whom desire to have a carefully positioned understanding of the workings of government, especially on the critical problems they grapple with daily. And so, captains of industry, labor leaders, representatives of the formal and informal sectors, the youths, and many other pressure groups are here to put their questions forward and get answers from the Vice President.
Now, the 500 billion social protection fund is what we expect to begin to revolutionize our social security schemes. We have the conditional cash transfer. Conditional cash transfer scheme is to enable us to give 5,000 naira to 1 million of the poorest families in Nigeria. We are at the moment gathering the data with the World Bank and the Bill Gates Foundation. They are also cooperating with us and contributing to this. Now for jobs, on the other hand, we have a scheme which will cover a minimum of 870,000 young people. The first is the 500,000 graduates that will train, who who will be teachers, volunteer teachers, and they will be paid.
On the fourth scarcity, the Vice President says the administration is working on a policy that will bring a change in a few weeks. The VP also encouraged all Nigerians to work with the government and insist on integrity of leadership in every sector of the country.
Because I know that Nigerians are going through very difficult times. So does the President. In every possible way, there are power problems, there's fuel scarcity, there's even inflation. Oh yes. But these are birth pains. These are birth pains. These are the difficulties that we're experiencing now. But you can be sure that this is not going to be the end of the story. No way.
The convener of the town hall is confident that interventions like this are necessary to ensure a better future.
People have benefited largely. They now understand a lot of the plans of government, some that have materialized, some that are yet to materialize, and there is hope now that certainly we're on the right track.
Indeed, the much desired progress can only become reality when everyone contributes to governance. Shola Shuyeli, Channels Television News.
Nigeria's Vice President speaking at a town hall meeting convened in Lagos yesterday by the United Action for Change group. The President has ordered the release of 10,000 tons of grains from the National Strategic Grains Reserve for national distribution. This is aimed at countering rises in food prices and intolerably high exploitation of common people. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, also directed the Minister of Agriculture to ensure that all the able-bodied men and women in IDP camps be assisted to return to farming immediately. This comes as a reaction to calls for government measures to ease hardship associated with food inflation. The presidency, however, asserts that the devastation of the economy was caused by the Boko Haram insurgency, corruption, and lack of planning by past administrations. The All Progressives Congress has won the National Assembly by-elections held over the weekend across 4 council areas in Yobe State. The polls were conducted to fill the vacant seat left by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Khadija Bukari Ibrahim, who vacated the seat to serve in the Federal Executive Council. Declaring the results, the returning officer, Professor Sunday Alao, said the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Abdullahi Kukua, scored a total of 23,745 votes to defeat his closest rival, Nasiru Hassan Yusuf of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP.
That the election was contested, that the candidates received the following votes: Adamu Mohamed Dina, ACD 163. 2. Agda Osuma Pukua, APC 23,745, 23745. Number 3, Jibril Ladan, NCP 139,139. And number 4, Nasiru Hassan, PDP 6990. 6,990. That Abdullahi Osman Kukua of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, the APGA, Mr. Victor Oye, has waded into the leadership crisis rocking the party in Orumba North local government area of Anambra State. In a meeting with party members, Mr. Oye recognized Okudili Ezewanko as the leader of the party in Orumba North. He insists that the party will only work with members who show commitment and loyalty to the party at all times.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, exchanging pleasantries with other members of the party from Orumba, North local government area of Anambra State.
APGA,
The party members are visiting to have the national chairman resolve the lingering leadership crisis tearing the party apart. The party had earlier gone into disarray on March the 14th after a delegation went to visit the national chairman of the party, and the next they heard was that he'd announced Mr. Okudili Ezenwanko, the leader of the party in the local government, above 2 board of trustee members in the local government. The entire party members unanimously rejected the leader imposed on them and publicly announced their rejection. But the chairman insists that his recognition of Mr. Okudili Ezenwanko as chairman Orumba North is final.
There's no problem in Orumba North as far as I'm concerned. Whatever we're doing about Orumba North today is how to position the party in that election, in that place to win elections. We don't have any personality clash for what? Because APGA is united. Very united, and I'm very serious about it. See, what the party does by recognizing some people is a mark of honor.
For the man in the eye of the storm, whose leadership recognition threw the local government into disarray, he maintains he was not expecting maximum consent for his new position, but will ensure that unity prevails.
When the party appoints a leader, it's not a must that everybody will agree on it. But what you have to do is to bring all people together, tell them why we should work together for the interest of our party.
With the present position of the national chairman, hopefully there will be understanding amongst members of APGA in Orumba North local government that will make them united and give them an edge to win a seat in the next election.
Many communities in Nigeria are synonymous with certain economic activities that serves as their source of livelihood. For the people of Gakim and Bekwara local government area in Cross River State, the groundnut business is where their strength lies. Tonight, our community report examines the challenges involved in the trade, including their peculiar method of nut shelling.
Now, you're talking.
It's a journey of about 6 hours from Calabar to Gakim in Bekwara local government area, a community located in the northern senatorial district of Cross River State. This small community, predominantly farmers, shares boundaries with Benue State, where they get the majority of their produce. Inasmuch as they lack modern structures and amenities, that does not stop them from forging ahead. In Gakim, groundnut business is their specialty, but one unique thing about it is the way they separate the shell from the nut. Both young and old are in the business, a business they have been into for over 40 years.
We do buy the groundnut from Benue State, and then sometimes we plant it ourselves here, harvest it, and then we dry it. After drying it, we break it. As you can see, our women and mom doing it, so that is how we do it. We don't have engine that is used in breaking the groundnut. We use our hands to do the breaking. After breaking, we use a basin to blow it, to separate the shell from the seed.
A first-time visitor will be amazed at how perfectly they crack the shell without breaking the seed. They can crack as many bags as possible. Buyers come from Rivers, Akwa Ibom, the state capital Calabar, and even Benue to purchase the already shelled groundnuts. And because market day is every 5 days, they must work round the clock to ensure their customers have something to take back. tiring it may be. This may be why you're seeking help from government to make their work easy.
We too they suffer. We want to make government help us because the sufferness when we they suffer here, we go carry groundnut, put for table, begin break and one after the other before we go finish am. If government they help us bring that machine for us, we go they break for machine, carry and go sell, break for machine, carry and go sell.
We don't have much finance to bring as much as we're supposed to buy. So we need loan so that the government will assist it in loan. And that engine, so that when we go to the market, we buy up to 10 or 20 bars and break and use engine to break it.
Like I want to make a government give me the machine because the hand depend me.
They also want a bank established in their community in order to save their money and also make it easier for their customers.
We don't have bank here. The money we used to sell market here, before we transact it to go and deposit in bank somewhere is a very great distance to us. So we want government to bring bank for us so that we establish a bank here so that it will enable our customer to come and buy more market here and go back without having problem.
The state government has promised to assist them boost production in the shortest possible time.
Early this year, we have sent someone there so that all these women will group themselves into cooperatives. Groundnut is a very simple thing and the shelling machines are not costly. If they aggregate themselves into cooperatives, like they have done for rice and for oil palm, we can easily deal with them and then inform us that they are ready. We will give them the support.
Residents of Gakim community are waiting anxiously to see that they are relieved and they have a shelling machine that will make them produce more groundnuts speedily.
Now you're talking.
Still ahead on News at 10, Rafael Nadal wins a record 9th Barcelona Open title, beats Kei Nishikori in today's final. Stay with us.